Jersey Beer Guys
and one girl
podcast is hosted by Rob Dowie.
I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Amy Diamond.
You are a very well-respected journalist in the craft beer industry. You know that, don't you?
With Ian Dowie.
I only came here to do two things, man. Kick some ass and drink some beer. Looks like we're almost out of beer.
And Eric Bracken.
Damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
Featuring Tony Iacono.
Tell what's in beer, eh? Like my brother can tell the difference between beers by what his burps taste like.
And Kevin Riley O'Reilly of Philly Beer Trail.
Now you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Now go away.
Produced by me, Richard Rabin.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
It's the show about New Jersey craft beer you didn't know you wanted to listen to. Okay, let's get the ball rolling.
What you are about to hear is bizarre, unsettling, and riveting.
We've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
10 seconds to self-destruct.
If there's still a world left when this is all over, I'd like to buy you a beer.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Welcome to the episode of the Jersey Beer Guys.
And a girl.
Yeah, no intro. I got you again.
I know, you got me again.
Mr. Q.
And it's been a while. It's been a while. That's a lot to remember.
Well, for some reason, the the intro isn't on the disc on this board, so I don't have it. I don't have any extra gear. I traveled late today.
I know, you really did travel late.
Well, you know,
super late.
We're in the ends of the earth today, so I didn't want to pack
we
too
really
much.
are at the ends of the earth. Or the ends of Jersey, whichever.
Yeah, we're at the end of Jersey. So on what's going to be a very loud Jersey Beer Guys podcast, we are joined, well, you heard Amy.
Here I am.
So we got Tony today. Hey, Tony.
Hey, me, I'm back.
Yeah, so Tony's here today. And then, so you know what, Tony, you got us this guest. You introduce our guest today.
All right, so we're here at Gusto Brewing in Cape May. And we have with us owner Zach. Zach, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, guys, honored as usual. Thank you.
Well, I think he's more than just owner. Well, I thought I heard him over there saying he was the cellarman. He's does the paperwork.
Cellar monkey. I think it's on my business card.
Yeah. So you're at the top of the food chain, at the bottom of the food chain, pretty much, right? Isn't the cellarman kind of like the lower? Isn't that kind of like an entry type thing and to get in a brewing house?
A lot of times, especially in a smaller brewery, I think that's pretty accurate. But it's like no patting on the back, but it's a really important job, and Dan reminds me of that every day.
Well, I think every job in a brewery is important.
Well, that's true. But what is it? A cellar monkey?
Yeah, it's like
you're going to have to be really specific with it.
So the cellarman is just like you're in there, you're cleaning tanks, you're packaging beer, you're dry hopping, and you're just managing the beer once it's brewed. Because Dan, he's like a wort maker, so he just makes sugar, water to the right specifications, and then we manage it together. But I guess it's my title to make sure it gets managed.
Huh. Interesting. It's a good name for a beer.
Cellar monkey?
Yeah.
Noted.
There you go.
Noted.
Just saying.
You're really trying to get a beer named, aren't you? You're doing anything to get a beer name.
Yeah, we've named beer weirder things, so it's not off the radar.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
So it's a Saturday in February, the beginning of February. We were supposed to be down last weekend, but of course Snowmageddon happened, so we didn't dare venture down to South Jersey here.
Good call.
Yes.
And then so we come in today, so I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go down. Cape May's not going to be too bad this time of year. We'll come down. We got a small building, not too bad. We'll come in at 12, and don't you know, at 12:05 a tour bus shows up.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of times they come unannounced, and they come at least this time of year when everybody's got a little extra free time, and we're blessed and thankful to have it.
Right.
It can catch you off guard like it did with us today.
Yeah. we're all sitting here looking at each other and said, oh, we should have started earlier.
Drinking, that is.
Well, that's it.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
That's correct.
Words to live by. So, being down here, we interviewed you. We were talking about it. The last time we interviewed you was Summer Swelter 2019.
Yep.
And then that was the summer before the world ended. Mm-hmm. And but Amy said she remembers us talking to you at AC Beer Fest.
AC Beer Fest. Yep.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. We were all trashed. I'm going to admit it. But if we go back.
Amy was trashed.
Yeah.
Tell me more. I don't believe you.
No. Yeah, because I remember, I told Rob, I said, the reason I remember is because I got you. Like, that just sounds weird. But,
yeah.
He sent me out to, go find somebody to interview, and I came across you. You were just kind of, hanging out. I think you had, a little booth, and it was, I think you had your stuff in a cooler. It wasn't a big booth like some of the booths, because it was your first time there.
Right.
So I stole you and brought you over, and we chatted for a while.
Yeah. No, that was, I think that was our third beer fest. And, of course, Adam and all those cats, they do such a good job. Yeah. And I think we were sitting in the luxurious neck of the woods tap room.
Well, no, that was
Summer Swelter.
That was Summer Swelter.
AC.
Oh yeah. I mean, our first festival, we didn't have a tent or anything like that. It was
you just kind of
had beer.
Yeah, you had beer.
Yeah, and stickers.
Radar.
That makes you legit. Once you have stickers, you're legit.
Yeah, right.
We have stickers, so I guess we're legit.
We're legit. And
yeah.
Did you notice we're up there?
Are we?
Yes, I checked.
Oh,
we're up there.
Yeah, the ducting only gets the finest of the stickers.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah.
They're the ones up high, so nobody can peel them down.
Exactly.
or put up that nasty stuff.
Say we're special.
Yeah. No, real special.
Real special.
So I think last time we talked, you're former Coastie.
Correct.
A former puddle pirate, as it were.
Oh, all right. That's one name for it.
Yeah. I heard a rumor you guys all have to be 6 foot tall.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I heard that's in case the ship sinks, you can all walk into shore.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That was a joke, Tony.
Oh, really? I forgot to laugh.
A guy knows a former Coastie, retired Coastie, said that's what they said. They said we all have to be 6 feet so we can walk in when the boat sinks.
That's a good one. I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of guff.
So are you from here?
I grew up in a little town called Palermo, right outside of Ocean City. So yeah, I grew up there. My wife grew up down here.
Okay.
And even though I was only 30 miles from the Coast Guard base, I really didn't know what it was. And
right.
Yeah, my father-in-law, he was a Coastie, and when we got married, it was like, all right, not going to college, not going for that 4-year degree. Like, what can we do? Because we just wanted to, we knew we wanted to start a family, but I didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. So that seemed like a great option, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Right.
I'm glad that we're here now.
Other than opening the brewery, of course.
Right. Precisely.
Yeah.
It's sometimes that's the best thing. Sometimes it's lower on the ladder. But no, we love what we do. But yeah, it was an awesome jumping off point. It taught me, if nothing else, things like discipline and, learning things quickly and putting them into action. Because you spend 2 months in boot camp, there's only one way to teach people things fast, and it's to put them into a state of shock.
Exactly.
And they're very good at it.
I think it also teaches you patience. Because I was former military, and it teaches you patience because you deal with a lot of stupidity.
Lots.
Unfortunately, a lot of stupidity outranks you. Yeah, so you have to deal with that.
That'll prepare you for the world. For sure.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So, let's get into your beer.
Yeah.
So, I am drinking. We're going to go around the table. I'm going to start. I'm drinking a sour beer. So, tell us about that one. It's got a really good pucker effect to it.
Oh yeah.
Too.
So that is it's part of the Inside Joke series, which is a series of sour beers that they're kettle sours that are we're always changing fruit combinations. Sometimes they're simple. Sometimes they're like tons of different additions that kind of we hope meld together for a good flavor profile. This one is mango margarita. So we brewed it with sea salt, and then we conditioned it on mango and key lime.
Okay.
So that sea salt, I like it because I feel it comes through at the very end, just like if you sip your margarita and you got that little chunk of salt from the rim and you crunch it, that's when it comes through. And we released that beer along with our anniversary IPA for our 3rd anniversary, which was December.
Man, it's been 3 years already.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Bananas.
And you were here with your other podcast talking to him.
We came, I think, 6 or 7 months in.
That sounds right.
Did you and co-host sing?
Yep.
We came in here, I think it was a summer, and it was much quieter than it is today, which is kind of surprising given we're at the shore. And it's amazing to see how far you guys have come in that little span of time with a giant pandemic.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Don't do 0 out of 10. Don't do that.
Let's not. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been cool. Like, we don't do a whole lot of advertising. We do some hyper local stuff, especially when it supports Coast Guard card or local nonprofits or things like that. We always try to do our advertising that way.
You do social media too, right?
Yeah. So it's we always rely on, like you said, it was quieter in the summer, and it was like that first summer it wasn't bananas.
Yeah,
nobody knew we existed. And
right.
It's like we've been blessed because the community's fantastic, and they tell their friends, and then it's just like
I was going to say that word of mouth, because all you ever hear is good things about this place and about your the way you experiment and the way you try different things. And what was the saying that you said? I don't know. You had a saying when you first started about being different.
Yeah, it's like, our whole, the mantra is like, keep it small and keep it weird.
That's right. That's it, yeah.
And as time has passed, we've been able to triple our production, which it's still a small brewery. We haven't increased in square footage,
right.
But being able to make more beer and deliver it in different ways, we got the crowlers at the beginning of the pandemic, and we just started doing canning on site here for 4-packs, and it's like avenues by which people can get the beer fresh,
right.
And it allows us, as long as we can maintain our ethos of making sure the board is always changing, but there's always variety and the beer's always fresh. Like we don't make enough of the beer for it to sit around and get stale,
right.
So that the freshness is kind of the X factor, and folks just kind of like the concept. It's a differentiator for us. There's no flagships, there's just new fresh beer coming along, and if there's 10, 12 beers on the board, there's going to be something for every type of beer drinker.
Well, which is a good thing, because some people don't do that. I like flagships in the fact that if I go to a place and they're experimenting, I can at least get something that I know I'm going to like, I'm going to enjoy. But the fact that you come here and at least there's 10 or 12 you said that are different, you'll find something.
Totally. Yeah, because you get a lot of that. Hey, I drink light beer. We want to be able to put you into something. We don't want to tell you, yeah, we got water for you. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at your board. You really do have a variety. I mean, a huge variety. Everything up there is different than the other. Like, you don't have two of anything up there.
Right. And sometimes we'll have a couple different IPAs, but yeah.
You got an ESB and an English mild, which people almost never have. Either or, not both.
And the pub ale kicked yesterday, so you missed out. We had 3 traditional English beers up there. Dan and I were stoked. We're like, yeah, this is fun.
Last night I was looking at my previous check-ins with Gusto, and I was looking at your current tap list, and I looked at it, I said, there's only one beer on that tap list that I've had before, it's the Whirling Dervish. As the millennial of the group, I like that you have a different thing every time.
He just called us old.
No, I said as the younger one.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, and the Whirling Dervish is actually, that was the first beer we canned. So there's probably only 15 or 24 packs of it left. So if you...
So wait, that's the Whirling Dervish. What is it?
So it's an extra special bitter. Really traditional English bitter that, and bitter always kind of spooks people.
Yeah.
It's not bitter.
It's not bitter.
It's cool because it has it's bready, it's malty. It has some really, from the malt and the yeast that we use, it has some really interesting, almost chai flavors, but it's very subtle. You got to really pick that out. It's a lot of fun.
When we had it here for the podcast, Nick said it reminded him of a tea beer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really tasty. Maybe we'll try one here soon.
All right. So we were going around the board. We started with Amy. Your glass is empty. So what were you drinking?
It was good, obviously.
Yeah.
I was drinking Waiting in the Sky, which is a Schwartz beer. What's that?
It's a dark lager.
Yep.
I was at all...
Schwartz dark.
Yep.
Beer, German
lager. Okay.
Traditional German lager.
Right.
That one's brand new. We put it out on Thursday, 4.7%, and that's going to be going in cans on Monday. So because I got behind the 8 ball very quickly on label development, that'll be in cans on what released for Wednesday, and it's actually on the side pull, the Lucre faucet right now. It's a traditional Czech style service method where you can control the flow of the beer in different ways and actually control how much foam you're getting. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool because it softens the beer up because it breaks out the CO2 in a way that 2 inches of head on it. That head is almost like a latte texture, a latte foam.
It was, yeah.
Really dense, and we actually do the milk pours of it too, which is entirely foam. And it sounds awful to drink a glass full of foam, but it creates it degasses it and softens it in a way that it doesn't make you burpy or bloated or anything like that. It tastes like the beer in this kind of light, creamy package.
So wait, so when you gave this to me and you had that foam on top, and I was like, I kind of looked at it, I'm like, all right, do I wait till the foam leaves? You know how sometimes you get a beer and you're like, all right, I'm going to let the foam like disappear before I start drinking it. And I thought, now I want to try it. So did I do right by drinking it with the foam on it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because that foam is, serving two purposes.
I mean, it was good because when I drank, when I took the foam or whatever, that just sounds so weird. I was like, oh, that was like it was very thick. Like it was a thick foam. Like it was a good foam. You're right. Like
that's how he got the mustache.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Schwartz stash.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, that foam's serving two purposes on any beer. That foam protects the liquid because it's breaking out CO2 to protect it, create a little zone of CO2.
What are you drinking?
Prevent oxygen. I'm drinking the Schwartz.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was wondering because I looked at the color.
off that side pull, it kind of does double duty. It's a unique texture, but it's still protecting the beer like the foam does on any beer.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that I went to Tonewood's new location in Barrington the other day. They had a side pour, the lager on the side pour. You have it. I think somebody else had it. Is that like the new thing now with breweries are getting the side pour in there?
You guys are very into what's new due to the milk pour. Have you guys seen the milk pour yet?
No.
All right, so I don't know if they know what you're talking about, but Human Robot.
But I've heard of it, but I've never had a beer that was milk poured like that.
Right.
Human Robot in Philly was the one who made it very popular.
Right. And I think part of it, to your question about the faucets, is that these traditional style beers are kind of coming back into popularity. And it's fun because we love making them and we love being able to make things that we want to drink that people are also excited to drink. So those faucets are a super traditional, super on point way to serve these beers. So more and more people are doing it. And the milk pours, so it's really traditional Czech style method. Like there's the crisp, there's the smooth, and then there's the milk. So from what I understand about the lore behind it all, it's that like the Czech workmen or the guys at the bar back in the day would, they didn't want a full beer because maybe they shouldn't have another one or they were going back on the job. And it's like that beer is like 80%, that foam is 80% beer. So you're getting kind of another beer without drinking a full beer. And then Human Robot.
You're kind of getting a taste of beer and it's almost like a non-alcoholic version of the beer because it's cut down.
Did you have a beer when you went to lunch? No, I had foam.
I had a taste of a beer.
Totally. Yeah. And it's cool that like to Tony's point, Human Robots, like we call it when people come in and be like, oh, we had one of these before. Yeah, like they took this traditional service method and like modernized it. Huh. And it's just a really cool concept. We're just excited that these beers are popular right now.
Yeah.
We love making them.
Yeah.
So Tony, is your beer?
I'm drinking the Schwartz beer too.
Okay.
I know the Millennial didn't get the IPA or the double IPA, but sorry. I had the lager called Lager. It was made with a flaked oat.
Yeah. So on the board, it's an oat lager.
Oat lager. Okay.
Yep.
So it's made with flaked oat to give it a better mouthfeel, which it really, really delivers on. Right. Just if to your point, the Bud Light drinkers that come in here, you want to push them towards something. It's really, really easy drinking, goes down smooth, and has a good mouthfeel, and is better than any beer that you can buy in the stores.
Right. Just more full of flavor, and like I kind of mentioned before, that freshness X factor. Not doing any filtration, just time and temperature. Like to get a crystal clear beer by time and temperature, and not stripping it of the things that make it taste fresh. That's our goal.
So a lager with oat.
Correct.
Now I know, like Budweiser, the big ones, they use rice in theirs to help make it more clear. Is that correct? Am I correct in that?
I'm not sure how they.
But I've heard they use rice in theirs, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. They haven't shared their recipe with me.
But I'm just saying because they get that how they get it so clear all the time, right? Isn't that?
I think that's part of it.
Right.
I'm not sure if the rice is actually, you're not creating any fermentable sugars with that.
Right.
It's part of their grain bill, which is not part of ours. But.
Okay, but I'm saying because they do that for that. So adding the oat, would that pretty much be doing the same thing as rice would be doing, making it?
The oat's giving it more of a mouthfeel.
More mouthfeel. So okay.
So I mean, you see flaked oat a lot in New England style IPAs to give it that fuller mouthfeel. I think that's part of the idea with this, but still keeping it clean and keeping it crisp for the people who drink those Bud Lights and Budweiser beers.
Precisely.
Okay, so you're not gonna, when you drink it, it's not gonna be thin and tasting like water.
No,
water.
It's got
a mouthfeel to it.
It's not milky, but not thin.
Right.
It's a really small percentage of the grain bill.
Right.
Dan could he would speak to that more eloquently, but a very small part of the grain bill, because if you add too much, those beers aren't supposed to drink like a New England IPA.
Exactly.
It's even though it drinks crispy, it's still full bodied, and that's a tough balance to strike.
I guess I know what beer I'm having next.
Yeah,
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was answering for Amy.
Is that in cans?
It is not.
Okay.
We put that one on tap before we got our canning line fired up.
Okay. Now, do you have a canning line, or somebody comes in and cans for you?
We do. We actually have a single head line. As you can tell, square footage is tough to come by.
So it goes around the tables and out again.
It's very small, and I'll bring you around to show you. But it's it sits on a cart that's about 25 inches by 40 inches. So it's completely mobile. It's on casters, and it has its own little feed in, feed out, but it's super small footprint.
Right.
And it does about 7 cans a minute. So usually on Mondays, Dan and I will come in. That's kind of becoming our schedule to can something up. And we've had some local friends here in the industry where they have the fine lab equipment where we can test it, because you want to put beer in cans with the best intentions. You don't want it sitting around for a while and then you crack one. It's like, oh crap, this is not, oxygen exposure and things like that. And our numbers came back really good. So even though we don't have that equipment, we have friends that can help us test it, and we can put beer in cans with that machine with the best expectations.
Great. So I guess canning for you is a really good thing, because you get a lot of transient people in here, a lot of people coming in for vacation, and this way they can take their stuff back with them.
Absolutely.
I guess that's one of the things that's helping you survive, the fact to go.
Totally. And like during the pandemic, it was entirely.
Well, everybody had to deal with that one, yeah.
Right.
And the crowlers, it was great, and it was like a total godsend that we were able to do it, because it kept us afloat. But when it gets busy and people are like, hey, that table wants 4 crowlers, that table wants 3 crowlers, you got an online order at the same time. It's a labor-intensive process.
Right.
And we're hoping that having some beer pre-packaged in 4-packs, one, alleviates that, but also 4-packs get more legs than a crowler does. So for a place that relies on word of mouth and doesn't do a whole lot of marketing, or is not in the liquor stores, that 4-pack is going to get split up, and who knows where it'll end up. So that's why we're really excited about it. It's like we're excited to put it in cans, but we're also excited because I think more people are going to be able to try it that can't come to the ends of the earth.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a straight shot. Straight shot to the end of the earth.
Straight shot. Exit 0, baby. That's right.
There wasn't much traffic at the end of the earth today.
There was not.
Yeah, it was good. So what was it, Amy? 97 miles for us?
It was 97 miles.
Yeah.
You earned those beers.
I know, right? And yeah, I won't tell you how fast he was going. Yeah.
Well, how fast?
89.
Okay.
That's why we sat in the parking lot for a half hour.
Longer than that. We watched Zach take out the trash.
Oh, yeah. Cellar man, trash man.
Yeah.
You name it, baby.
I said, I think that's Zach. Amy goes, I don't know. He doesn't look happy. It may not be Zach. Zach's always happy when I see him.
I was only halfway into my coffee. So.
Oh, okay. That's why. There you go.
And I think it's when he walked outside, his mouth may have frozen in that position.
Yeah. Brutal.
It's pretty cold out there.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. I was sitting in the sun, and it wasn't bad. The wind wasn't blowing. That's why. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thirsty.
Well, we got to send somebody to get us beer.
I know. I'm debating on who to send.
I don't mind.
Well, there's Kevin. Can we get Kevin?
I don't know. Yeah. He knows. Been here before.
Yep.
All right, what should I try?
I would like a lager. Logger.
Correct.
I'm waiting. Zach's going to tell me what I'm supposed to drink.
Do you like saisons?
Yes and no. Should I try it?
So this one is this is the third year running Saison Nouveau that we condition on Cape May Winery's Cabernet Franc grapes.
Oh.
It's really unique, super clean. It's farmhousey but not over the top.
Huh.
It's really neat.
Let me try that one.
If you don't like it, I'll drink it.
Okay. Small saison.
Small disco flip.
Small what?
Disco flip.
Disco flip?
Yeah.
Disco.
Thank you, sir. All right, look at that. We're going to see
We're
how
not
it's
getting what we asked for. You know that, right?
I know. he's better off as the hostess, ain't he? than the surfer.
When I come back, I want to be the spouse of someone who has a podcast, so I can just sit here and drink beers.
Yeah.
Which Cisco flip did you want?
Disco.
Disco flip. The IPA.
Oh, look, he's going for the IPA.
Millennial.
Third beer, I'm not having an IPA.
You know, I really dig this sour. I was on the sours, and I kind of moved off because of the time of year it was.
Oh, you did?
Well, yeah, I've been drinking more dark beers lately and stuff like that.
My wife got it. It was really delicious. You had the inside joke at this most recent summer swelter, but it was the sea salt and guava, I believe.
Correct.
That was bang.
That was cool. It was like perfect for that day. Too.
It was,
like, just crispy.
Sweating, the electrolytes from the sea salt probably helping you stay hydrated.
Kept me going.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Science. Even if it wasn't true, we're going to go with
science.
that. Yeah. So, do you brew at all, or did you start out as a home brewer, and do you brew now?
So I don't brew now.
Okay.
When we first started, we were a 1-barrel double batching into 2-barrel fermenters, and we kind of double teamed in order to fully understand all the processes, because everything changes really quickly. Dan and I were brewing together, and then once we both understood both jobs, we then divided and conquered. So he brews all the beer now. Like I said, we have since upped everything in terms of volume, and the system changed. So I would probably be able to, tinker around in there, but he knows exactly what he's doing. I would be wildly inefficient at this point.
So does he decide what kind of beers he's making, or do you have input into that?
Group effort. So the goal is, what do we want to drink in 2 weeks? If it's a lager, what do we want to drink in 2 months?
God, I can't figure out dinner that same night, and you're thinking beer 2 weeks ahead of time.
Well, it's always the variety. It's like we know.
It's kind of cool.
Everything's small quantities, so we know how low or how flush we are on certain beers, and we're like, all right, we need to brew a hoppy beer. We need to brew a pale ale or an IPA or a stout or a saison. So in 2 weeks, we can anticipate what that board is going to look like.
Right. Yeah, well, that's good because like you said, your turnover's quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Always fresh.
So I just had a sip of the Disco Flip, which you're calling a West Coast IPA?
Correct.
There would be no New England IPAs if this was every West Coast IPA. It is just perfectly down the middle, nice and dank, good hop profile, but not like IBU, blow your head off.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it, Dan. We do another one, Pop Shove It, which may have been here when you had it.
I think I've had the Pop Shove It.
Yeah, so this is an imperial version of that. It's the goal with the West Coast. We don't really of course, the brewing software that we use calculates the IBUs, but we don't really report them. If you had to guess, even an imperial West Coast IPA, which would usually be around 70, 80, 90 IBUs, this is probably 50, no 60. Higher than 50. Yeah. But it's floral.
It is.
And aromatic.
Without being medicinal.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that beer.
It's fantastic.
Second or third time we've brewed it, and it's one of my faves.
Amy, did you understand any of that conversation they just had?
No, I'm still on IBU.
You don't remember what IBU is, right?
International Bittering Units. Correct.
Oh, yeah, I'll never remember that one.
So the reason we don't report them is, in a way, they're theoretical. It's a consumer's gauge to know and expect how bitter a beer is going to be. So we brew a beer, it's actually on tap right now, called Where the Creatures Meet. And the way that we add the hop hops to that. On paper, it's 0 IBUs. Even though we're adding some hop additions at like lower temperatures right before we transfer it, there's gonna be some, like when you add hops in a boiling environment, it extracts iso alpha acids, which lends to the bitterness on your tongue. When you add hops after in the cellar, then you're getting hop flavor and hop aroma, and that's where a lot of the real tropical flavors from hops come from. So a beer like Disco Flip gets more bittering hops in the boil, and a beer like Where the Creatures Meet, the only hops added in a hot environment are added later. So you're getting, there are some IBUs there, but on paper it's 0. So IBUs are kind of theoretical, and it's we just encourage you to try it rather than have a preconceived notion of what you're going to get.
Interesting.
That's the way to be. All of life, not just beer.
Just dive in, baby.
Exactly.
YOLO.
Just start drinking.
Yeah.
So this Saison is very good.
Thank you.
I do like it. I'd ask you to try it, but I'm scared.
Why?
Because you might like it and then drink it all.
No, I'm like digging my beer. I got
Yeah,
it.
you got the lager, right?
Well, yeah, I had to wait for the pucker effect to leave my mouth. So
From the
Wash it out.
sour, yeah.
Yeah, that one's cool. Every year it's a different grape varietal, and this year it was Cabernet Franc, and it's for Nouveau Day. They always brew a young beer that doesn't, or young wine, excuse me. They make a young wine that doesn't hit barrels. And the third Thursday in November is Nouveau Day. I guess historically it's when wineries in the villages, everybody would roll their wine, their young wine into the square, and they would taste all the young wine in some kind of celebration. So in conjunction with that, we use their grapes and their grape musts and juice to always add it to the Saison.
It's a good beer.
Thank you.
And I was thinking that's like a beer like when you get people in here that don't like beer. That's the beer to give them. Because you get your wine drinkers or whatever, and it's good. It's very good. I like the flavor. Chris would like it.
Yeah, it's not a Saison that you're used to tasting.
Right.
Yeah. When I think of Saison, to me, I'm always thinking I'm very, like you said, very earthy, and that to me, I'm not digging on. It's not.
Right.
But that one is nothing like that. That doesn't taste.
It's good.
Yeah.
I always think Saison. I think like want to be a sour.
Well, a lot of Saisons are like those traditional farmhouse ales. Their ales are, spontaneous fermentation, so you're getting some funky stuff in there. But with our facility, all the beer has to be clean, because if you brew one funky beer, it gets in the air, and then you have a West Coast IPA that picked up some of that funk, and you
don't want the funk.
Not in that one.
Yeah.
The millennials are very upset.
Just drink your beer.
I think he's picking on the boomer in the group.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh my God! So they're still rolling in.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, there's more people rolled in here.
And then all of a sudden they'll be gone. It's so weird.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I think they're gonna stay here at every beer.
Think so?
I think they just came to see you, Amy.
Yeah, that's
The Jersey beer girl.
A girl, just a girl, just a girl. Shit! Now I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, the brewer. What's his name?
Dan Patella.
You call him Dano?
Dano.
Okay, I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
3 days without dropping a glass.
Yeah.
I saw that.
We'll see what.
It's like a thing you have going here. I guess he drops glasses a lot.
Oh, is that what on there?
Yeah, it's over there.
Instead of accidents, it's we've gone so many days without dropping a glass.
But Dano, just Dano.
Oh.
Dano moves 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he is motivated and energetic, and sometimes just gets a little fumbly sometimes, and he knows it.
It's all right.
He updates his own board now. We don't have to do it for him.
Has he been with you from the start?
From the start.
I was going to say, when we interviewed you guys, Dan was here, and that speaks to you guys of being just a solid company, someone you can keep a brewer for 3+ years. That's rare to see.
Well, in most days, he's my work wife, so it's like if our relationship wasn't, if we weren't, co-workers and good friends, it wouldn't work, because it's like you got to be brutally honest with each other sometimes,
right.
And he's just so laser focused on making the best beer possible. It's like, and I think when he's able to focus that in, and he's able to not have to worry about stuff like not breaking glasses, he's able to focus on that. It's like it really shows, because in the beginning you're building recipes the way a home brewer knows how, because that's all we were. And he has since just absolutely grabbed the reins and is messing with the water chemistry for every style of beer that we make. Custom profiles, and that takes time. It takes dedication because it's a lot of math, it's a lot of science, and my man, he's nailing it. I'm thankful every day.
So he comes up with these recipes?
Totally.
They're all his?
Yep, they are all his. Right out of his brain.
Out of his brain, huh?
Yep.
Now, does he ever come up with anything you just say, since you said you had to be brutally honest, you'd say, nah, that ain't going to work?
I mean, idea-wise, no. Like, I think, because we put the stuff up against the wall in conversation every day. If we drink something that inspires us, or we see something, or just something comes to us in a dream, or whatever, we'll talk about it. And I don't think there really has been anything we haven't tried that was an idea first. There are certain beers that we've brewed and we're like, yeah, it came to fruition the way we should have expected it to, but we don't have to brew that again, you know?
Right.
And it's generally a consensus, because in order to know good beer, you got to drink good beer. And fortunately, we have a lot of that in Cape May County and Atlantic County. So we get out, and whenever we have an idea, we search it out. And we're like, all right, let's go try it.
You just got a new brewery here a couple days ago.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah, Bear Brewing showed up. And so what's that, like 10 or 11 you guys have down here in this county?
That's accurate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got...
I'm moving.
You got 9 on the board, 10 on the board right there. So there's...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk? Mine is Bear, yeah.
Do you want to talk about that poster right there?
Yeah, Habitat. So this is the second year we've done it. The first one was in 2020, kind of during lockdown / amended, ability to run your room. Habitat Cape May County is a subsidiary of, I guess, the mother company of Habitat for Humanity. And every brewery in Cape May County got together this year again, and we all brewed different beers. We all used like the same art. David McCumber, who does all of our graphic design, all of our lettering and things like that, he designed this year's art. We sell T-shirts with all of our names on it. The inspiration, there's actually one hanging up there. It's like another brick in the wall. It's a really neat show. He did such an awesome job. He always does. But everybody brews. This year we brewed a different beer, and then everybody kind of donates all the proceeds to Habitat for Humanity with the goal of raising, I think, about $25,000. This year was different. We had a kickoff at the Rio Station, an awesome restaurant bar in Rio Grande, and it was just really cool because people could come and try a flight or pints of all of the different beers. Because in 2020 we all brewed a chocolate porter, a fudge,
and it was good.
Fudge porter. It was cool.
Yeah, I think I had slack nuts.
And everybody made a really good beer, but it's like 2021 was like, all right, how do we keep this fresh, keep people wanting to go get all the beers, and consequently support Habitat for Humanity. So I think we did a strawberry banana inspired sour, smoothie inspired sour, and we roped in Big Wave Burrito in Cape May because they make these awesome smoothies, and we tried to bring in sister companies, local companies into it, not necessarily to make anything or donate anything, but to just expand the breadth of awareness for the fundraiser. And it turned out so good. The beer is gone. We still have some shirts left, but they go quick because they're cool.
You gotta love the fact these guys all get together to do things. All your competitors, as they were, you all together, and
I mean, it speaks to the beer community more than anything.
Yeah, we're blessed in Cape May County, man. A lot of just like good quality players around here. And it's, of course, a lot of times you describe it as friendly competition because the more good beer in one spot, the more people are going to come to the ends of the earth. That's like the phrase of the day, to come and try a lot of good beer.
Right.
As long as everybody's making good quality liquid and everybody's doing something different in terms of how they deliver it to their customers, Cape May County it's a hot spot for beer, for spirits, for wine. It's beautiful.
Distilleries, well, you have wineries. There's a winery right near you. So, are there distilleries down here in Cape May?
One like right down the road, isn't there?
Yeah, about less than a mile down the road is Naughty Spirits. I think it's the biggest farm distillery, the biggest distillery in the state.
Really?
And it's awesome. It's really good. And there's Cape May Distillery on 47, just a little farther north. I think they're the only two in the county.
Okay.
But Naughty is fantastic. And Cape May is great too, but I don't get out of this room much, so it's easier for me to drive a half a mile down the road than it is to go up the road.
Now you said you don't get out of here much. Do you get a chance to go visit other people or?
Yeah, sometimes. And not a lot farther than Cape May County, not really. But whenever we get a chance, we try to.
So is that why you do Beer Fest? You're like, okay, I can get out. I can just see something.
Yeah, and it's just kind of the thing. It's like I don't want to say an industry standard or an expectation, but people expect to see beer at these things. And this 2022 is going to be an interesting year for us. We want to do festivals, but considering we don't have any room to make any more beer and we're putting beer in cans, we have to be really careful about how many of them we do and how much of the beer leaves the room that won't be available to consumers on premises.
Right.
So we have to be really careful.
So you have to pick and choose what you want to do.
If we can remain, if we just want to remain accessible and we want to have a menu that has variety. And if we send all the beer out the door and there's 5 beers on the board, it's not a good look.
Right.
I mean, it's not our goal.
Now with that being said, a lot of people start small and then they wind up outgrowing where they're at and they expand. Is expansion something you've contemplated or something that you really don't care about?
We do care about it, but like I kind of to allude to what I said before, it's like if it stays in line with our ethos, and if we were to just go and take another unit and brew a lot of beer, but we had to distribute it all over, God's green earth, that's not really our ethos. So just like we've grown slowly in this building, as long as we can make fresh beer, it remains fresh, and we don't have to get over our skis at all, we wouldn't know how to run a big brewery if we had one. So it's like, as we grow, we learn, and everything gets thrown up against the wall. Like, of course, the shopping center, could the turnover, who knows what it could be over time, and maybe we'll be able to get some more square footage, but it's not in the immediate plans.
Right.
Because it's just been 3 years of reinvestment, which has been reinvestment in our product, reinvestment in our people, in our team, and I think we're kind of firing on all the cylinders right now that we want to fire on. And now we can kind of just fire on them, hone in all the new things that we're doing, and wait for an opportunity. But it's not off the table, but we're not gonna get over our skis in order to do it.
Right.
Smart.
Yeah. Yeah, some people who expand and what they don't become what they started out as, and they lose their way, and I guess you're happy just doing it slowly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same when COVID dropped. The goals were, how do we keep everybody working and employed without having to it's a small team, so it's like, all right, the goals were, how do we keep everybody working and paid? How do we keep making fresh beer and putting it in the hands of the people that support us? Those were like the 3 goals, and we were blessed to be able to achieve them. And it's like, if that same trifecta of requirements goes into the growth decision too. If it's not fresh and it's getting put on a truck or put on a shelf, or getting served at restaurants that don't necessarily serve our beer the way that we choose and the way that we would prefer, we only make one thing. We got to set it up to succeed, right?
Right.
So we only have one account, the Mad Batter in Cape May. They care about their beer. In my opinion, it is the best curated beer menu around. It's not the biggest, but it is so well curated. And they truly care about how they serve our beer, how they serve all the other breweries' beers too.
So I noticed the outdoor area. Was that in the original plan, or is that a COVID plan?
It was in the original plan, but we hit a hurdle with it at the county level for some reason, and then we kind of just went on the back burner. And then when COVID came around, there was the temporary thing, and it was like, I think this is our pry bar to get it done. So we built it to last, and now all the paperwork is going to the ABC to make it permanent. So don't tell anybody, but we just kind of skipping stone. It's like, it's here. You know what I mean? It's here. It's safe. It's ADA compliant. Everything. Why not?
Yeah.
So it'll stay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the good things that come out of COVID is beer gardens and outdoor spaces. And the fact that the state has really worked with a lot of people to get that done.
Oh, yeah. And the local municipalities, too.
Well, didn't they just pass a law now that towns can dictate if they want outdoor open containers.
Correct.
So now,
really?
Yeah. Towns dictate now open containers. So if you're a town that wants
crazy,
beer festivals, beer gardens, stuff like that, it's your town, which is right. Your town should decide that.
Wow.
Right. And it was cool because during the lockdown, K-May was open container. So like the K-May proper, you could walk around on the block with an open beer, and it was like, part of you thinks, man, is this going to turn into an absolute disaster with people like sloshed in the streets? But it's like, it was very well self-policed. It was very well locally policed by the actual police, and it was great. Like it was, but it has since gone away. But I hope maybe there's a door open now from that legislation getting passed that they can make a realistic decision in their own self-interest.
I just laughed because Kevin, had to go to court for an open container.
I got a ticket when I was a kid for open container. Yeah, way back when.
It's just funny.
There's laws against that?
Yeah. Open container?
Crazy.
Yeah.
The kid over here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he can't be the kid. The other one's the kid.
That's why you always grab extra coffee cups at Wawa.
Exactly. They're free. You can take as many as you want.
Exactly. All right. I'm going to need another beer. I don't know which one to drink now.
Yes.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up soon. We're going to ask Zach. We're coming. This episode will be out February 21st, right around then. So you wanted to talk about your Schwartz beers you're getting a can, getting it out there for sale. What else you want to talk about?
Yeah, so the Schwartz beer and a brand new triple IPA called Then the Walls Began to Speak. And I don't want to take too much of your time, but I really, for some reason, that name just like stuck with me because we're always saying, man, like so much has changed in here. The beer has changed. Our approaches have changed. If only these walls could talk.
Right.
And it's like now I feel like the beer's hitting on the cylinders, and it's like now the walls are beginning to speak because these are the beers. The way that these beers are coming out are the way that we imagined them from the beginning. But Dan's like research is finally not finally, but like they're really coming into their own in a certain way. So that's a triple IPA. It's got Belma and Mosaic and Eldorado, like really cool hops. It is super tasty, 9.5%. That'll be in cans on Wednesday as well. The following week in cans and on draft will be it's called Moon Camp. It's an imperial stout brewed with like triple chocolate Girardelli brownies. It's really cool. There's a couple other lineup, but you can always go. We always have our upcoming menu at our website. It's gustobruco.com. You can see the upcoming beers on the beer menu, as well as what's on tap.
Wow.
You want to do a picture? Come on, Nate, do a picture because the gallery, the peanut gallery over there doesn't take pictures of nothing. We don't ever have pictures.
They look really busy.
I know.
Why isn't the millennial doing the picture?
I'm doing it.
They should have been done and up already.
I put it on my Instagram.
Make sure you send that to me.
I tagged you.
I'm here.
Left us out.
I know, right?
I got a big head. That's the problem.
Oh, there you go. So, all right. So we got that picture done. So anything else going on at the brewery?
We have I think we just posted about it the other day. We have this little game in the corner. I'm sure you noticed. It seems like it doesn't, you don't see a lot in breweries. It's cool because there's a local Coast Guard boat that's a historic ship that is being preserved and restored by a group of retired coasties and, philanthropists in other ways. And it's like, you can come and play that game and you'll be able to like have fun and donate to the restoration and preservation of this really cool boat. We're also there's going to be a tap. There's going to be like a pint night sometime soon. Again, we always put our events on the website.
Okay.
Other than I've been like super focused on canning lately, so I can't even really think of anything else that's happening. But we're always releasing new beers on Instagram and Facebook. It's the place that it hits whenever something new comes out. Just try and take.
Okay, and your website, and if you want their beer, you got to come here. You're going to have to travel to the ends of the earth to come get the beer, and you're not going to be disappointed.
I got to be honest, it wasn't that bad.
What, driving down here?
Yeah, it was only an hour ride.
Well,
time of year is huge. So I was just thinking, like, we should do this like another weekend. Just come down and just kind of hit and buy 4 packs, like all through here. You know how much money we'd spend?
Oh yeah, no.
That'd be great. But I think it'd be fun.
Right.
Total road tripping, 4-packing, going back.
I'm sure you could probably find a hotel around here someplace.
You could probably do that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of those.
Have you guys been in the bathrooms here yet?
Oh my God, they're so warm.
That's where all the heat is.
But they are fire. They have Star Wars bathroom. And what's the other one?
It's like a Wes Anderson theme.
I just watched
Wait.
Moonrise Kingdom the other night.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Whoa. Who?
He's a director, and there's like these little, kind of like offbeat movies, like little cult following movies that are really unique. The way that they unfold.
You're too old, obviously, to know what those movies are.
Apparently, I really am old.
You'll like the Star Wars one.
I used to like you, Tony. I like Star Wars.
Don't worry, Tony. She used to like me too.
At least she's not calling me Nick. That's fine.
Yeah.
She knows who I am.
Tony.
All right, Zach, I want to thank you very much for spending time with us this morning.
Yes, thank you.
And we're glad to see that it's very busy here, but I wish it was
That's a great thing, though.
5 minutes after we ended. I hope they, they
Came
showed
in
up.
that, yeah. That's all right. They were well behaved.
Well, listen, this is what live recording is all about, right?
It is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Eat the mic.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I do all the time. So, thanks again. We wish you nothing but success.
Thank you, guys.
And we will talk to you soon.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The Jersey Beer Guys.
And a girl. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Jersey Beer Guys 1 or Instagram at Jersey Beer Guys.
Thanks for listening, and remember, try something Jersey.
You still here? It's over. Go home. Go.